All right, everybody. Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. This is your first time here. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for checking out this video and the channel. If you guys are returning, once again, always huge shout out to you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hopefully, everybody's having a good beginning to their week. Happy Tuesday. Been grinding pretty hard. Yesterday was a really, if you guys are wondering, selling sports cards for a living and selling most of my business is like 99.99% online, packages, shipping, and everything. It took quite a bit yesterday, so had a great weekend. I'll get more into that later on this week on some other videos, but yeah, I was super busy yesterday, just grinding away packaging and everything. So it was a good weekend, guys. So just to give you guys a heads up on that. And today, just to let you guys know what did I want to talk about today was with the beginning of the NFL free agency, trades, all that good stuff, just kicking off. I definitely want to talk about its impact. And this is the thing was, I knew there's an impact of it, but I would definitely say this year, finally being a full-time selling sports cards for a living guy, I really saw the impact of it. I've seen it in previous years, and I'll get into that in a second, but dude, I saw tremendous movement in regards to Russell Wilson cards, Kirk Cousins cards, with them signing with new teams. And then another one was Baker Mayfield. I saw a huge influx of that interest, whether it was offers or even straight out purchases of his cards. And we'll get into it and how it's affecting how the trade market, how the free agency has really affected their cards. So it affects positive and negatively. So if you guys are wondering on that. So somebody like a Baker Mayfield, it was a positive influx in his cards, and definitely I saw a huge positive influx of Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson's cards. I think it's because of the anticipation, expectations, possibly that you'll see an increase of theirs. And I think, especially like Baker Mayfield, there's going to be high expectation of him possibly going back to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and being with the same team he was last year, and they're going to expect high things of him. So it's kind of cool to see in the sports card industry to see the influx of that. I was not moving hardly any Baker Mayfield shit, except from when he had a good game here and there. But there you guys go. So this is the thing where I definitely noticed that inventory that has been sitting there for quite a while. You never know what happens. So maybe, next year or even in basketball season, I saw this happen too last year, was that when the trade deadline comes or when a specific star or a rising star is going to be a free agent, I may look into their cards a little bit more when I'm sourcing and when I'm getting new inventory. It's not a bad thing, especially like I should have known this year going into it that, Baker Mayfield's going to be a free agent. I should have probably, I did buy a Baker Mayfield lot about a year and a half ago from a guy, had a bunch of Baker Mayfield, like rookie slabs, just inserts, rookie inserts, things like that. So it kind of worked to my benefit. I didn't expect that. But I just purchased it anyways, and for a really, really good deal. And they've been moving. It's been kind of crazy to kind of see that. But I think maybe in the future, knowing if, like I just said, if a star or a rising star is going to be a free agent, there's a possibility if he has a great year or she has a great year, I may look to see if I can get their stuff for cheap, because a lot of people, go into their final year of their contract or whatever the case may be, their stuff tends to kind of dip a little bit. And the reason being is because of not knowing if they're going to get a longevity contract. And you never know. You'd be surprised that, player contracts actually affect, their sports card prices. Go figure, right? But yeah, it's one of those things where I saw an increase of Baker Mayfield stuff. I'm slowly seeing some of the running backs. As you see, the running backs like Saquon Barkley, I've had some people interested in some of his cards that I had. All of them re-signing new contracts with different teams. It gives them a life. And this is the thing where if they go to, they restart their careers. So when you go to a new team or whatever the case may be, you'll see an increase of their rookie card, just of interest into their cards. You might not see a huge increase of price, but you'll definitely see a huge interest of their stuff. A lot of speculation. People are playing on the speculation game, and that's a good thing for sports card sellers like myself. And I'm just letting you guys know. I'm not telling you guys to go and buy this stuff. I'm just letting you guys know what I've seen, and I think that I've seen an interest of them. Now, as I said, there's also a negative effect. Mac Jones cards, I've seen a huge interest of Mac Jones cards, but the pricing and the offers are like shit, bottom prices, guys. So I've gotten lowball offers like crazy. And I've actually accepted a few, I wouldn't say lowball offers, but a few offers that are super low. But let's just say this, a lot of my Mac Jones cards was just sitting on my store. So I was like, you know what, shit, I'm just going to move his stuff. People are interested in him because they're like, even though he's going to become a backup for the Jacksonville Jaguars by signing, by getting traded there, keep in mind, this is going to be the thing. If anything should happen, and this happens all the time in the NFL, if quarterbacks get injured for even a couple of weeks or a week or two, whatever the case may be, you'll see an increase of interest in those, the backups cards. So I can see Mac Jones, for whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence, and you've guys seen, he's gotten hurt before. So if he were to get hurt and he's going to be, thrust into the starting lineup, don't be surprised if you see an increased sales of Mac Jones cards. So like I just said, for the past year and a half, his shit has sat on my store. Now I'm seeing an interest of him. However, like I said, there are tons of these low ball prices, but at least you're moving certain little bits of cards. You're going to see an interest of that. Another thing you'll see is like Desmond Ridder, his cards have tanked for me. I still have a ton of his stuff on my store, and I think it's one of those things where, them signing Kirk Cousins, obviously to become their starter, you'll see a decrease in that guy's cards, and you're going to see a decrease in a ton. Kenny Pickett stuff right now has kind of pretty much a dip like no other. And then them signing Russell Wilson, I just don't see his stuff rising again until, and this is the thing, this is why I love sports cards, and this is why I love sports. It's in soap operas, the drama and all that stuff. It's entertaining, guys. It's entertainment purposes. So my thoughts are, let's just say Russell Wilson starts for the Steelers this year, and then he plays like dog shit, right? Then all of a sudden they may start Kenny Pickett. Then you'll see an increase of Kenny Pickett's cards, because right now you see an increase of Russell Wilson getting that restart, brand new, team, all that stuff. I've seen a little bit of an increase pricing and interest. That's what I'm talking about mostly, is the interest of people looking to buy, sending offers, all that good stuff. So that's the thing. You're going to see the ups and downs, the ups and flows of sports cards as things happen as throughout the season. But right now, I think it is definitely, you're going to see an increase of, as free agents. This is going to happen throughout this process. The next couple of weeks, you're going to see interest of these players' cards as they're signing with new teams, especially the stars. These running back, like I said, is going to increase. And then obviously with the draft coming up, you're going to see an increase of these college players. So you'd be surprised right now is a good time for movement of football and baseball. Baseball is slowly picking up, guys. So those two, just to let you guys know, that I'll talk later on this week about baseball too. But the off-season trades, free agency really affects sports cards. You'd be very surprised of how much that does. And I think from this point forward, if I, obviously doing this full time now, I'm going to focus a little bit more on the free agent market as the trade deadline comes and all that good stuff. And when it's open to negotiate for the free agency. So I think basketball season, when that happens, I'm going to really focus on that as, whatever rising stars and stars that are looking for new teams, new beginnings, all that good stuff. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't invest heavily, but I'll definitely, when I'm sourcing lots and everything, I'm going to look into those guys who are looking for new teams and stuff like that. So like I said, it's a huge impact, and you'd be surprised how big of an impact it has on the card market. And good or bad, I think it's definitely, I think it's a good thing. And whether the prices go up or down, it brings eyes into the industry, and it brings people into buying certain cards that typical collectors who haven't been looking to buy these guys because they're not sure if they're gonna produce or whatever, but it gives them that speculation aspect. So people be like, you know what, maybe I will buy this guy because he's starting, he can possibly start for a new team, or they can see him being successful in that new team. So like I said, I think it's good. I think free agency, I think the trade market is definitely good for sports cars. I think it definitely brings a little more gas to the fuel to the fire of sports cars, and I love it. I think it's a good thing, and I think it definitely brings interest into it. So stay tuned on that, guys. Pay attention to that. I think that would be my best tip, is that just to see if it has any impact on your card market. Whatever PCs you have, or whatever cards you're collecting, or if you have a store. I don't even know if you have a store or whatever, or if you're just flipping cards. Keep an eye on that, see how that affects it, and you'd be surprised. So there you guys go. Just kind of let you guys know how I feel about that, and how I think it's definitely affecting the card market, which is cool. It ups and downs, ebbs and flows, guys. So and I think that keeps it interesting, and it keeps you on your toes. At least for me, that's what I've noticed. That it's going to keep me on my toes to think forward, to think outside the box of like who and what players I should source a little bit more, get into my inventory a little bit more, and then that's a good thing, is to keep that mind going. So like I said, think outside the box on that. So other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it gives you guys a little bit of an input, at least of what is going on in my mindset, and what's kind of happening in regards to the real sports world and how it affects sports cards in general on that. So other than that, if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. For those who watched this far and have not subscribed, all good. I definitely appreciate you guys just actually checking out the video and the channel and everything. Do not forget, check out the eBay store. I put the links in my description. I try to list new cards on a daily basis, several hundred cards if I can. Every little bit helps us. So other than that, man, till next time, guys, have a good one.